Welcome into 23 ABC Sports. I'm Carrie Osep. It's the final countdown, as they say, as we take a look at the top 5 most memorable sports moments from Kern County in 2020. It's been a tough year, but sports has been able to bring us back some normalcy, some joy, and of course, some reflection. And that's where we start the countdown today.
Number 5. Without sports happening on the fields or the courts, I thought it was a unique chance to bring conversation to the table. And for the first time ever, 8 local head coaches, all representing different backgrounds professionally and personally, joined a roundtable discussion on racial inequality and injustice, a topic so many have been fighting to bring awareness to this year. These men had an honest and vulnerable discussion, sharing their own experiences and perspectives as we all try to talk through how to make a safer and more loving community for them, their families, and their teams. Out of Bounds was something I was incredibly grateful to be a part of this year. Number 4. While conversations were being had, Bakersfield College was taking action. This year, BC hired its first ever African-American athletic director in Reggie Bolton and head football coach in Todd Littlejohn. These hirings broke racial barriers not only for the school but for the county as a whole, as both men look forward to bringing more equality into their communities.
African Americans can be put in leadership roles and thrive in those roles. And I think it's very important for young African Americans to see people that look like them in leadership roles.
Number 3. In sports, the cliche goes, make the most of every opportunity. There was one person who's been doing that this year. It's been Chris Barnes. The Liberty grad joined the Green Bay Packers as an undrafted free agent and landed on the practice squad, but was soon elevated to the active roster and earned a starting role. He's proven throughout the season the difference he can make at linebacker, totaling 66 tackles through 12 games, third best on the team, and has even had some game-defining moments as the Packers recently clinched the NFC North title. Barnes reminding all of us it doesn't matter where you start, but how you finish. Number 2. One of the biggest memories from this year for Kern County will be the overall shutdown on sports. It started with college and then hit high schools, as athletes all across the county first had their spring seasons canceled in March and have missed out on competitions and normalcies of practice ever since.
This is probably it for a lot of them, so it's a memory lost. You only get 4 years of high school and they say how fast it goes, and you lose one of those years, at least from a track perspective. It makes it pretty tough.
Despite these athletes not having the opportunity to do what they love this year, they battled to create opportunities for themselves. From the home workouts to many still signing national letters of intent to continue their careers, we could learn a thing or two about handling adversity the way all of these kids have been able to. Number 1.
2020, unfortunately, will be remembered by starting off with the tragic helicopter crash that took the lives of Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gigi, and 7 others on board, including 3 members of the Altobelli family.
While the heartbreak of this tragedy was felt worldwide, it also personally hit the hearts of those here in Kern County, including Bakersfield College baseball coach Tim Payton, who was friends with John Altobelli through the baseball community.
I knew John for 30 years. And give me a second. A tragic day. We lost a basketball icon. We lost a coaching icon as well.
And for many in the local basketball community, they wouldn't be in their sport without the legacy and mantra left by all-time Lakers great Kobe Bryant on and off the basketball court.
We reverence sports people, so that was a big hit. I truly believe that he was heading towards being a legend off the basketball court. You've seen him lately with his daughter all the time. He talked about his wife all the time. He talked about his kids all the time. So you really see him using his mama mentality off the floor into all the other endeavors that he had.
His mentality and his approach to the game is just, it was incredible. And that's something that we use amongst our team. And I won't stop talking about him. He will continue to live on through my words.
Whether the Mamba had a major impact on your life or not, the tragedy was this year's first reminder of not taking those you love for granted and just how fragile life is. It also brought us the Girl Dad message, as Kobe's greatest accomplishment was being a father to his 4 daughters. A message close to my heart. And thank you for sharing your Girl Dads with me as well, Kern County.
2020 has definitely been a year to remember, especially in the sports world. I hope you enjoyed our countdown, and I also hope you took some inspiration from both the highs and the lows from this year. I've been so grateful to share the stories from the sports world in 2020, and I look forward to sharing more of your stories in 2021. For 23 ABC Sports, I'm Carrie Osep. Happy New Year, everyone.
And we look forward to Carrie's coverage in 2021. We're joined now by 23 ABC's meteorologist Brandon Michaels, bringing us his storm shield forecast. Brandon, what can people be expecting as we ring in the new year?
Well, a lot more sunshine as we head into the new year here. It's going to be a little bit nicer day than what we saw today. Let's take a look at some of the rain totals and snow totals as well that we picked up earlier in the day today. Tehachapi, Keene, Fraser Park, over 1/10 of an inch. Definitely more than what we thought was going to fall. Always a good thing this time of year. And even some of that fell as snow. Actually, a lot of that fell in snow in the mountains. Just a couple of hundredths in the valley as we expected. It was windy today too. Actually had a wind advisory that has since expired. As you look into your forecast tomorrow, those winds are going to be a lot calmer. It's going to be a nice sunny day. Temperatures very close to normal for this time of year. 57 the high temperature in Bakersfield. In the valley, some of those temperatures overnight falling close enough that we could actually see some frost and maybe a tiny bit of patchy fog, but we're not that concerned with that. Moderate air quality expected tomorrow. Looking at the 7-day forecast, we do get a chance for showers towards the end of the forecast. Decent chance on Monday and then another around Wednesday into Thursday. So 2 systems heading our way. Each of those systems has pretty good potential to bring us some rain. So between those two, we are looking at a very good chance of some rain at some point next week. Same story in our mountain communities. Breezy conditions starting on Sunday. And then as that system pushes in Monday into Tuesday, we get another bump up in our rain chances. Same thing is true Wednesday into Thursday. Exact totals on these rain systems still up in the air a little bit, same with the timing, but in general we're looking at a good chance of rain as we close out the forecast.
And coming up after the break, as we say goodbye to 2020, we can't help but look back at the moments where local talent shined in 2020. A recap of local entertainment, that's next.
And be sure to join us first at 4:30. We'll ring in 2021, celebrating new arrivals and revisit how others ushered out the old.
Plus, we're talking about chances of frost and fog for the weekend ahead, plus a couple chances of rain next week. Your forecast, first at 4:30.
Welcome back. Tonight's New Year's Eve virtual celebrations are a snapshot of what entertainment venues have had to deal with for most of this year. The pandemic shutting down large indoor gatherings, resulting in more binge watching at home. And 23 ABC's Kristen Vartan has a look back at some of the major entertainment connections to Kern County.
Well, here we are at Mechanics Bank Arena, one of the many film locations for Netflix's movie The Prom, starring Nicole Kidman, Meryl Streep, and James Corden. This is one of the many standout local entertainment moments this year that made national headlines.
What's the hurry about? It's to do in only so many hours in a day.
A musical debut to 2020 with local singer-songwriter Dylan James. The musician made it to the final 5 on American Idol this year. His swan song on the show, he performed virtually